WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Pocono.
It's the New River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's right.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock, bringing your regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, good to see you, my friend.
You too, Alan. How's it going?
I'm doing just fine. We're getting ready for Music on the Menu Live on Tuesday night at Breakers with Shannon Marciata. So That'll be a great night of music. And tonight here on the show, we have a really special guest, a guy that I've known for about 25 years now, Joe Wegleski, better known as Wiggy, who will be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award coming up in a couple weeks at the Steamtown Music Awards in Scranton. Wade, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming down and hanging out with us.
You too, Alan. Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on this award. It's so well deserved. You know, when the discussions came up 7 or 8 months ago about who that might go to this year, you know, sometimes I get involved with those conversations a little bit, and your name had come up, and you know, we just kind of realized, and I guess it's really Joe and Ken that make that decision, who are the organizers of the event.
Right.
But in my brief discussions with him about it, this is a guy who has had his imprint on hundreds and hundreds of albums from northeastern Pennsylvania. You've been a sound engineer at Sound Investment Studios, SI Studios, in Old Forge, previously in Scranton, for 25 years.
Yeah.
We're going to spend the whole hour talking to you about that, about your experiences there. We're going to play nothing but artists that you've worked with and records that you've helped engineer. And we're going to have a good time celebrating you and your Lifetime Award during the whole hour tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But first thing I want to ask you before we get to some tunes is, when did you know that that's what you wanted to do? Because you're also a musician. You know, you've played in some great bands, Judgish, and you know, a lot of people know you from out and about in Scranton playing the clubs. But a lot of musicians leave it there. You know, I play. It's what I do. Right. You took it a step further at some point and realized you wanted to be in the studio, and now you probably feels like you live in the studio. You know, when did you realize you wanted to do that?
I figured out at an early age. When we were in high school, you know, we had our high school heavy metal band, and we were doing pretty good. And you know, we wrote some songs. We wanted to record them, so we went to Sound Investments to record our songs, and you know, me and the drummer were like, wow, this is pretty cool. So, you know, we went out, bought a 4-track recorder, and, you know, pretty much, you know, kind of teaching ourselves how to do it. And, you know, we kind of got engulfed in that a little bit. And so when it came time for me to think about careers in college and stuff like that, I realized there's, you know, a million guitar players out there. And I really like the sound thing. Let's run with it and see how far it goes. So, you know, went to NYU. And, you know, got a bachelor's degree in music technology. And, you know, from there on out, just... So
you're very serious about it as a really young man. I mean, you went to New York to study it.
Yeah, it was all or nothing. I was like, I'm going to New York, and we're going to, you know, take it from there. There's no turning back.
And there hasn't been any turning back.
No,
I mean, it's what you do, man.
Yes.
Let's play a track here by a band that I know is dear to you, because we were talking a little bit about this band a few months ago when they had the Jammin' for Jerry benefit at Genetti's in Wilkes-Barre. Jerry Hudzik of Dakota. From what I understand, when Jerry used to do a record, he pretty much lived there, because he told me that himself for this last record.
I can attest to that. Yes. There's many times where we slept on the couch.
Yeah.
I could say that no other artist has ever pushed me or the studio as hard as Jerry has. I owe a lot of what I know and what I know how to do and how I work and my ethic. I owe that to Jerry, because he would always like, "Can we do this?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. Let's find out." And he was the guy, that we would spend hours and it, no matter what it took, we did what we needed to do to get the right take or the right feel, the right whatever. And it was a learning experience.
This record sounds so good too. I mean, they really do.
Well, thanks. There's, a lot of hard work poured into those records. On everybody.
Let's play a track right now from the most recent Dakota record. This one's called Push.
It's a kind of a night when you know that you're dealing with a guy who ain't right in his heart, his head, or feeling. You never know just when a man will lose a grip on his soul. Step by step, out of sight, how's he climbing up the ladder? Is it wrong or you right? No, it really doesn't matter. You start to see the man who's backing you right into a road. When
reminiscing old regrets. I'm not wasting one more breath, 'cause you never know how many you got left. And time spent looking back is time spent wasted. I'm tired of looking in the rearview mirror. Forget the past, nothing's gonna change it. In time spent looking back is time spent wasted.
Patrick McGlynn here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Time Spent Wasted. And before that, Dakota with a song called Push. We're hanging out here with Joe Wegleski, Wiggy from SI Studios, the recipient of the 2018 Lifetime Achievement Award coming up at the Steamtown Music Awards in Scranton, which are a part of the Electric City Music Conference. And, you know, it's cool, Wig, because we're going to play a song here by Mere Mortals from 1999, which you worked on.
Yep.
Jerry produced that, right?
Yes.
Jerry Ledzik. And, you know, we just played a song from Patrick, who's a young man who's, you know, recently come on the scene over the last, 2-3 years or so. I actually started maybe only about a year and a half ago. We started playing his stuff here on our show. And so, you know, it's interesting for your perspective, I imagine, because you see all these people coming through. You see them, you knew the Mere Mortals guys when they were young.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are still out there. Eddie Upnell playing all the time, Pat Flynn.
Yeah.
And yeah, a young kid like Patrick comes along who's so talented. You know, who are some of the personalities that stick out in your mind in the studio that,
Well, we've had all walks of life enter those doors, and we've had, heavy metal bands, we've had classic rock bands, we've had folk bands, and that's the cool thing about the studio is like every night it was a different thing. Like one night I'd be recording, speed metal, and the next day, like, a guy with a banjo would walk in. Or sometimes even during the same day, So it was nice. It's nice that every day is a different thing.
Is it a lot of night hours because some of these musicians have day jobs and they record? And even are you there burning the candle at both ends?
Usually, most of the sessions occur at night. There are some, that in the morning that happen in the morning. I usually take a break in the afternoon. I give guitar lessons now too. So usually between 4 and 6, I teach guitar.
You do that right at the studio?
Yeah, I do it at the studio. Yeah. So,
what album out of how many would you say you worked on? I think when I did a story about you for the newspaper about 2 years ago, did we say maybe 1,000? Was it?
I
remember. I think I asked you how many records.
I never thought to count.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 would be.
It's got to be. Yeah, I mean it's several hundred.
Oh yeah. I mean, easily.
Yeah,
easily. Is there a project that sticks out that was the most unusual?
Most unusual?
Yeah. That you're like, that was a wild project.
Well, I had to record. One time I recorded a meditation CD for a lady, and I could say that it worked. Because, she did it, and like I came downstairs and Tom was
was a lot of spoken?
Yeah, she was, kind of putting you through the different
I've heard those
modes.
Things on YouTube.
Right.
Help you fall asleep at night.
Yeah, so as I was recording it, I decided to listen to this thing, and, I was kind of in a zone for a while. Tom was laughing at me.
Wig, you all right?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
There was a time we actually, we recorded a funeral procession for an animal,
wow.
Yeah, there's been some strange stuff.
I can imagine working in that business for so long.
You'd be surprised what people want to record or have recorded and want copies of,
Well, this is one of the all-time great records from northeastern Pennsylvania, from 1999 from Mere Mortals, a track called Unreal.
Well, it's not in the name, and it's not in the face you see, just part of this game, just part of my misery. I bought a ticket for the real thing, and how was I to know where it would lead me? This lonely rain seems never ending, and all I know is when she cries, I bleed. It's all so unreal, fail. It's far too unreal. There's nothing better left for me to steal. Too fast. Was it all a mistake? Did I treat her like glass? Did I hope she would break? Did I hope she would break these walls I'm building? How am I to know she still needs? This lonely rain just keeps on falling down. She's crying again, you know that when she cries, please. It's all so unreal. Maybe something Lennon used to feel. It's far too unreal. There's nothing better left for me to steal. It's all so unreal. Maybe just like heaven used to feel. It's far too unreal. Nothing better left for me to steal. It's all so unreal. Maybe something Lennon used to feel. It's far too unreal. Nothing better left for me to steal.
This is dedicated to the young. May they stay foolish all their lives. Believe what they read, believing in love. This is dedicated to the young. Here's to the arrogant and naive. May they get all they want, but just not what they need. Believing in futures, free lunch and guarantees. Well, here's to the arrogant and naive. May they never see how bland they are. Make each cute boy a football star, a new cheerleader in every car. How they hope it never ends. Well, here's to stupid, sexy teenage girls. May they never develop self-esteem. Believing approval is lying flat on their backs. Well, here's to stupid, sexy teenage girls. May they never have I realize they don't get more love with every guy. They screw to see their mothers cry, and I hope it never ends. With the metalheads and stoners see that the varsity white bread glitterati who only like what's on MTV will never live their dreams. Yeah. This is dedicated to the young, the ones that ain't cheap, the ones that have fun. May they be who they are when their big moment comes, and this is dedicated to the young. 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 May they never, ever end.
Mighty Fine Wine here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called Dedicated. Before that, Mere Mortals with a track called Unreal. We're hanging out with Wiggy from SI Studios, who will be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, along with the Glass Prism, a terrific progressive rock band that goes back to the late 60s here in northeastern Pennsylvania. The first band ever from the region to get a record deal. They did 2 records for RCA. And so you'll be sharing the award, even the presentation with those fine gentlemen that night. What do you remember, Wig, about working with Mighty Fine Wine on that record? That one's from 2005, because I know those guys, and I imagine the studio must have been interesting.
Yeah. You never knew what to expect with Mighty Fine Wine. They're a great band. I mean, great musicians. Lots of fun to work with, and you just day in and day out, you didn't know what they were coming in with.
Their vibe used to remind me of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they were a lot like the Rolling Stones. Yeah. That album was fun. I think that was their 3rd album, and it was fun to work on because they took a little bit of chances. They were doing, we were doing some goofy things like, hey, let's try this. Let's let Timmy sing through a harmonica microphone and dance like Elvis while he sings. And we ended up using all that stuff, so it was cool. It was a fun album.
Good stuff. We're enjoying hanging out here with Wiggy for the whole hour, talking about his career. 25 years as a sound engineer at SI. We'll be back after the break. Stick around.
Hi, this is Mitch Kornfeld from the Woodlands Inn and Resort. Summer weather is finally here, so treat yourself and take a time out on life. You deserve a staycation right here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The Woodlands is less than a mile from the casino and is minutes from all the natural beauty northeastern Pennsylvania is famous for. Pack a small suitcase and drive less than an hour and enjoy first-class amenities and second-to-none service that the Woodlands offers. Enjoy 2 restaurants, Japanese Shogun and Crescenzo's Pizza Bar. Dance the night away at our famous Evolution nightclub, or listen to live music at the Streamside Bandstand. Close your eyes on the Skyview Deck Bar and listen to the sounds of our breathtaking waterfall. Check out our website, thewoodlandsresort.com, for a great room package. Listen, summer's finally here and you deserve to chill, so come on down to the Woodlands in Wilkes-Barre. Eat, drink, dance, and play at the casino. We have a staycation waiting for you.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River, hanging out with Wiggy from SI Studios, Brett Alexander, George Wesley, the band Strength for a Reason last year. Some of the people that have received this award in the past.
You?
I wasn't going to say that, but I got that a couple of years ago. I was very honored from the Steamtown Awards. Some of the folks here, I know that you're familiar with the work of Brett Alexander, and I know we're going to talk about George a little while in the show. But this song that we want to play now, Wig, by Big King Moose, which is a collaborative effort with your buddy Tom Flannery, a terrific songwriter from Lackawanna County, who we just played a whole bunch of his tracks here on the show a few weeks ago when he was in with Brett, and we continue to play it. But this is a really cool story. The song's called Mike Collins, and it's about the astronaut who went on the Apollo mission that landed on the moon, but he was the guy that didn't go on the moon.
He's the guy nobody knows about.
He's the guy that flew around the moon while the other, and it's so funny because DC Taylor's here, and that's been my nickname for him for years.
That's great.
I call him Collins. So I could not wait to tell DC Taylor that we had a song about Mike Collins, the astronaut. This is just crazy.
I saw that email from you come in. He said, "You got to hear this song." I'm like, wow, no kidding.
We're probably the only 4 people who know who he is.
That's awesome.
DC kind of is the Collins when we were over at our show from Breakers. He's back here, driving the ship while we're over there, walking on the moon.
Yeah, I'm more behind the scenes in this job than in front of the scenes.
On that night, he's a drive time host here, so he's in the casino, so everybody sees him and knows who he is. But when we do our thing, he's our Collins.
Yep.
Right.
And so, it's so cool that you wrote it. What inspired? I mean, you're a big astronaut fan, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when I'm not involved in music and stuff, I like to read and watch movies about the whole Apollo missions and stuff like that, and it just blows my mind that he never got the recognition that the other 2 guys got. I mean, everybody knows Aldrin and Armstrong, but
there's this great documentary about the NASA missions. I actually own it, and they actually have a video of him in the cockpit, and one of the guys from the ground control realizes, because he doesn't have a monitor of what's going down on the moon, and you've probably seen this clip. One of the guys from ground control goes, "You're the only man in the world that's not watching this right now." And think about that. He was the guy that drove them there, basically.
They weren't going home without him.
Yeah, and he smiles and he goes, he said, "Oh, that's all right. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing." Something like that. I mean, just like
he had his job.
All about the team and the effort. And,
Absolutely.
a great astronaut. Check it out, Mike Collins.
Who's gonna get you there? Who's gonna take you home? Who's gonna watch over you when you're alone? Who's gonna get you there? Who's gonna take you home? Who's gonna watch over you when you're all alone? We need each other. We need each other. In order to fly, in order to fly. Never felt so alive. I never felt so free. I never felt so lonely. That's what you did to me. I never felt so alive. I never felt so free. I never felt so lonely. That's what you did to me. And I'm an old man now. Trying to tell you how. Apollo touched the sky. No fruit is hanging on the vine, but it's so hard to make that perfect find. The shiny apple in your mind. You're the world has other plans for you. Your smoke ain't soared up to the trees like ghosts of all that it should be. Missed golden opportunities like a dream of perfect melody. Yeah, the world has other plans for you. Yeah, the world had other plans for you. So you try and make do. You try and make do. Memories I can't replace. It always seems to be your face. One you should have married calls and says they've all since moved on. Yeah, the world has other plans for you. Yeah, the world had other plans for you. So you try and make do. You try and make do. What's given to you? What's given to you? The key that unlocks your old house, where you all would laugh and scream and shout. You wish you could get it all back now, and it keeps you running all night long. Yeah, the world has other plans for you. Yeah, the world had other plans for you. Yeah, the world had other plans for you. So you try and make do. You try and make do. What's given to you? What's given to you?
Aaron Fink here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called The World Had Other Plans. Did that one at SI Studios with Wiggy helping out on the board. And before that, Big King Moose, that's Wiggy's tune. It's a tune about astronaut Mike Collins. What a great concept for a song. I'm going to play a tune now by George Wesley. And, you know, we were just talking, it was exactly 2 years ago, Labor Day weekend, that we did the Maximum Respect benefit tribute show for George at the Jazz Cafe. It was actually a memorial show. George had already passed by the time we originally planned it as a benefit. And then George passed about a month before, and we did the show. And I remember talking to you there. I know that being there that night meant a lot to you, signing the banner in the back room with all the band. It seems like yesterday. Can't believe it's 2 years ago.
I know.
He did all of his records with you. I mean, he loved you guys. I mean,
Yeah, from Celebration of Creation on. He did all this,
He really-
this stuff. That one was he did 4 songs with us. The rest he did at WVIA.
Yeah, I know you did some stuff with George Graham at VIA,
And
but
he would always bring George, in for a song or two to help do a dub mix or something like that. He always wanted him to be parts of
But
stuff.
your studio was really where he felt very comfortable. What do you remember about working with George Wesley in the studio?
Working with George was it was just like you would think. I mean, the man, he practiced what he preached, and everything was honest. All those tracks are pretty much one take. You know, when I would set stuff up, we would set it. I would make sure that there was a mic ready to go for George when he was singing, because I knew he would never re-sing it. So, and he'd, yeah, it's good enough, man. That's it. You know, and
that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, other than, you know, when, you know, the overdubs would be if you had a friend or somebody would come in and, hey, why don't you play out, you know, 'cause that's the way George was all about. But, you know, the core of all those albums were just, you know, it was just a live album where, you know, he might, oh, I got this new guitar, let me put a track down.
Catches the, you know, the emotion is there.
Yeah.
You know, it's 'cause he's not singing it for the 80th time.
And that's what makes it great. I mean, that's what makes those albums good, is the fact that they're true. That's George. That's him singing from his heart.
This is the title track from his last album, late George Wesley, Old Line.
On my way to Zion, I'm an old lion, and I still got my pride. Young lion, hear me roar. Cause I'm from the generation trod before. Bob Marley had the lions roar. And when I heard it, for sure. Reggae music all around the world, like a flag of freedom in the wind unfurled. Trials and tribulations and every kind of situation, I receive my education and I get my inspiration from Rastafari, ever living, ever loving, guiding I and I. Still got my pride.
What you wanna do? You're the one I want. No, it isn't hard to see. Coming closer, don't say a word, 'cause you're making it hard to breathe. Ooh.
black dress down. The way she talks, like $1,000 six string. The way she walks, girl, you know that you're the real thing. The way she grooves, like a weekend out in Cali. I'm gonna move you electric alley. Go on and dance, babe, you know you're good, the best I've ever seen. Oh, babe, you know I'm bad, I kinda like the way you treat me mean. If we're alone when your boyfriend phones, say you must have missed that call. The sexy lady said what you want, cause you know you're gonna get it all. Ooh, you don't have to hide it, girl, I know you've been around. The way you tear that little black dress down. The way she talks, like $1,000 six string. The way she walks, girl, you know that you're the real thing. The way she grooves, like a weekend out in Cali. I'm gonna move you electric alley. The way you tear that little black dress down. The way she talks, like $1,000 six string. The way she walks, girl, you know that you're the real thing. The way she grooves, like a weekend out in Cali. I'm gonna move electric alley. The way she talks, I'm gonna electric alley. The way she walks, electric alley. The way she grooves, electric alley. Oh, I'm gonna move you electric alley.
Black Tie Stereo here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Electric Alley. And before that, George Wesley with a song called Old Line. We're hanging out with Wiggy. We're talking about the Steamtown Music Awards and the Electric City Music Conference. And Joe Caviston, the founder of that event, co-founder, will be with us after the break. So stick around.
Hi, this is Mitch Kornfeld from the Woodlands Inn and Resort. Summer weather is finally here, so treat yourself and take a time out on life. You deserve a staycation right here in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The Woodlands is less than a mile from the casino and is minutes from all the natural beauty northeastern Pennsylvania is famous for. Pack a small suitcase and drive less than an hour and enjoy first-class amenities and second-to-none service that the Woodlands offers. Enjoy 2 restaurants, Japanese Shogun and Crescenzo's Pizza Bar. Dance the night away at our famous Evolution nightclub or listen to live music at the Streamside Bandstand. Close your eyes on the Skyview Deck Bar and listen to the sounds of our breathtaking waterfall. Check out our website, thewoodlandsresort.com, for a great room package. Listen, summer's finally here and you deserve to chill, so come on down to the Woodlands in Wilkes-Barre. Eat, drink, dance, and play at the casino. We have a staycation waiting for you.
All right, we're back here on Music on the Menu on the River, hanging out with Wiggy from SI Studios, who will be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award coming up shortly at the Steamtown Music Awards in Scranton, which are a part of the Electric City Music Conference. And on the phone right now, we have Joe Caviston, who, along with Ken Norton, is the founder of the Electric City Music Conference. Joe's calling from down in Harrisburg, but he's a native of northeastern Pennsylvania from the Scranton area, and he started doing this event 5 years ago. Joe, good to talk to you, man. Congratulations on another great event coming up in a couple weeks.
Hey, thank you, and thank you for the continued support on it.
Oh, we love what you guys do up there. We're always all about it. Like I said, we've been talking with Wig here for most of the show about, his honor, and of course, Glass Prism also receiving the award as well. But tell us a little bit about what's going on the rest of the weekend. That'll be the awards night on Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're all over town. Tons of bands, tons of venues. How many bands you got playing this year, Joe?
165.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
165 bands. And how many venues?
15.
Oh my goodness. And a lot of them are walking around downtown Scranton, but some of them are in outlying areas a little bit too, correct?
Yep, so basically everybody's within walking distance downtown except for Thirsty's Bar and Grill and the Backroom Bar and Grill that's also an Elephant. So those two are really close to each other.
5 years, 5 years in now, what kind of cooperation and support do you get from A, the bands, and B, the venues in Scranton when you approach them every year about firing this baby up again? Because I imagine, people have really come to respect that you run a good event and that it's a classy show, it's a class operation, and that it falls into line pretty easily for you. Is that the case? Is everybody always willing to help out?
It really is. The support is grown so much over the years. We really appreciate everybody's support. The whole community kind of comes around it. Bands, we try to get everybody on that wants to play, and that's why this year we added a couple more venues because there's so much support from the bands.
And panels, seminars going on over the weekend as well, as always?
Yep. So this year we're moving the panels to Northeast Music, right outside Scranton and Dixon City. Jack's got a lot of space there that we're going to be able to utilize. We have some amazing panelists this year, all the way from touring musicians with 20 years of experience down to local marketing companies that can help bands on branding and everything like that. It's a really inclusive year, and I'm very excited about that part.
Well, we wish you all the best. We appreciate you checking in and giving us some of the dirt on what's going to be happening. Again, it's the Electric City Music Conference starting September 13th and running through the 15th. Joe, if for the folks that are tuning in and are interested, what's the URL where they can jump online and learn some more about the event, maybe read the listing of all the bands and where they could get tickets?
So it's electricitymusicconference.com.
electricitymusicconference.com. Again, downtown Scranton, Electric City Music Conference, September 13th through the 15th. Joe Wegleski here will be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award as well as the Glass Prism. That's always a great party on Thursday night with a lot of awards for various categories. I know you had a lot of fun with it this year on Facebook, very successful. Congratulations again, Joe, on another great event coming up. We look forward to it.
Thank you guys so much, and congratulations, Wiggy.
Thanks, Joe.
Here's another one that Wiggy worked with at SI Studios a long time ago, back around 1994.
Yeah. I think this was one of the first records that I started engineering on.
I know when I was writing the column for the Times Leader, it was one of the first local CDs I received that I wrote about.
Yeah.
And it's a good record, too. Strawberry Jam, a track called Rubber Room. Strawberry Jam here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called Rubber Room. Joe Wegleski, Wiggy, SI Studios also worked on that one a long, long time ago. Probably around the time I did that story about the studio when you were still in Scranton on Lock One Avenue. I remember that's the first time I met you and Tom Borthwick up there that night, who I know has been a big part of your life as well. And I want to give Tom out a shout, too, because of all the great work that he's done at the studio. You know, my last question for you, and I saved this for the end, Wig. You're going to be getting this award on Thursday, the 13th. It's a great party every year. How do you feel about receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award? What was your reaction when you found out?
I was like, damn, I'm old. No, seriously, it's truly an honor. I mean, I was blown away. I couldn't believe that they picked me, and I didn't do this alone. Through my career, I've always been a team player. I owe this award to, a lot of people, the Judgish boys, the Big King Moose boys, Jigsaw Johnny, Tom Borthwick, especially. I mean,
sure.
There's no this without SI Studios, and, Tom pretty much taught me everything I know. So.
Well, congratulations to you. It's going to be a fun night. Again, that'll be on Thursday the 13th in Scranton at the V-Spot. It's always a great, real fun time. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody's celebrating. And I know you and I usually wind up talking some football there that night. I know we did that last year. Maybe we'll be doing it again over
sure we
here.
will.
We're looking forward to it. We're going to close the show with that band Judgish, who, big part of your life as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this was your baby.
Yeah, we're doing the 25-year thing in November, so, yeah.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that as well. Wiggy, congratulations, man. It's always good to see you, and well-deserved.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks so much for having me here.
This one's from Judgish. This one's called Stronger. We'll catch you next Sunday night.